Australians love taking their four-wheel drives off-road, and they love modifying them a lot as well. And typically they're looking for a bit more off-road capability. Extra traction, extra clearance, better protection, all those good things. But how much difference does it really make off-road? Today I'm going to be pitting this Toyota Hilux Rugged X up against this very modified Hilux SR5 behind me. This thing has a list of mods as long as my arm. I just hope I can keep up. So to test these cars out, we've come to a pretty popular four-wheel drive destination just west of Sydney. It's called Weenie Creek. Lots of mud, lots of rocks, lots of pretty good tracks to test vehicles out. Now this beast is owned by Joe Emerton. Probably $40,000 worth of modifications spent to it. A lot of stuff, so just excuse me, I'll give you a bit of a list. The suspension is modified using Bilstein shocks and a variety of other aftermarket gear. Stock wheels and tyres are binned in favour of 33-inch Toyo rugged terrain tyres and Allied Savannah wheels. There's plenty of bar work too, bull bar, sliders and underbody protection. The Hilux Rugged X we have here is showroom stock. Based on an SR5, this scores some off-road focused bolt-on accessories. There's a winch compatible bull bar, rock sliders, steel rear bumper, rated recovery points front and rear and a load rated sports bar. Time to air down before we go on these tracks. These tyres won't be the grippiest things off-road and I'm going to need all the help I can get to keep up, so down to 15 PSI straight away. Give me a decent footprint here, as much traction as I can get. Fingers crossed. Aftermarket tyres can offer some big improvements to off-road capability. And off-road tyres always probably going to have a little bit of compromise on road. These won't be as good as, say, a good aftermarket tyre or some of the tyres that you're seeing on, say, like a Ford Ranger Raptor. They're quite a good off-road tyre. These just won't have the same grip. Probably the best thing you could do to make this thing better off-road would be to fit some better tyres. Maybe a little bit taller, a little bit wider if you can. But that'll make a massive difference to how much grip you can keep off-road. Joe has some Toyo rugged terrain tyres, which are a bit of a hybrid in between all-terrain and mud-terrain tread patterns. They're a bit taller and wider than stock and have a much sturdier light truck construction. I'm following Joe today to one of his favourite four-wheel driving spots, and we're looking to put this stock Rugged X to the ultimate test against his own modified vehicle. The track should start reasonably challenging and get progressively harder. You're going pretty sort of straight on like that.
I think I just worried about getting off camber, but I guess you could cut across there and still use that line there. I just worried about you dropping into that hole there.
That one? Yeah. When the tracks get a bit tricky and technical, it's never a bad idea to get out and walk the track. You can get a bit of an idea of what line to take and where you might get into trouble. I'm just going to pack this track a little bit with some rocks because you wouldn't normally take a unmodified four-wheel drive on these tracks. This is all fairly gnarly stuff. But we're going to give it a go, see how this Rugged X goes. Give it the best chance it has because I'm a bit short on clearance compared to the other Hilux.
Hopefully make it down these rock steps in one piece. We'll see how the Rugged X goes against this modified Hilux. Just coming down a pretty steep, gnarly section of this track here. Basically just try and edge it down. I'm coming over the edge now. Easy does it. I don't like his chances of his clearances are a lot lower than this car, so we'll see how she goes, but I reckon it's going to be a pretty scrapey run.
Okie dokie. So, I thought we'd be getting into things a bit gently. A couple of easy challenges to start with, but this track is pretty hardcore for a stock vehicle. Straight into it, so just going to have to see how we go here with this Hilux. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to take a slightly different line as well. Old mate's giving me a bit of a pointer here to choose my line. And it's just easing down using slow as possible. Slid across there a bit. Thank God for rock sliders. Good. We're off. We're down. It wasn't so bad actually. This thing did pretty well.
That was pretty nuts. I was quite impressed with that. I thought it would scrape a lot more. I do think that track building helped out a bit too.
Those sliders are good, I think. They definitely...
You just slid along them slightly, so
yeah.
Definitely gave it some protection.
It's a bit dodgy when it started to slide across there in the bum. I didn't know what was going to happen there for a second, but yeah, no, the track building helped a little bit, I think, to give it a little bit of a hand on the tighter bits, but so far so good. Got to go back up too, yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I think.
But yeah, I reckon you'll make this, right? So it'll be good, Joe, to go uphill. You'll make this section. I think you'll get there. You run out of clearance on that one. Right, yeah, let's see how the Hilux goes up this section of track. It's pretty steep. Bit of a hit there. Too easy.
That was awesome. He drove it really well actually. Yeah, I mean the thing did scrab there for a little bit, but just a little poke of extra momentum got him up the step. Then he was able to go up. It was pretty well done. My turn now. I'm going to approach this same obstacle. So there's almost two parts. There's a spin around the tree roots here, which is pretty hard. And then you've got to sort of turn into this big rock face here, which is actually quite a challenging thing here. Attacking it on a funny angle, it's giving a bit of articulation to the car, and you need a lot of clearance, so it's going to be a massive challenge for this stocker, but we'll see how we go. Gotta say that Hilux did really well on that last challenge, coming down that thing. Toyota have bolted on a few accessories onto this Rugged X, so there's the bull bar, the rock sliders, and that steel rear bumper. They're all a bit better for your ground clearance overall compared to a normal Hilux, but probably what's more important is that they're made of steel, so you can actually use those to hit the ground a bit. They give your car a bit of protection, so you can get a bit more aggressive with your driving, with your obstacles. But in saying that, might have bitten off more than I can chew here, I think. This is going to be a fair challenge, but we'll see how we go. Slow and steady, shouldn't damage anything. Let's see how much this Hilux can really do. Pretty decent little rock step here to start with. This will measure the approach angle. I'll just come up nice and slow. No. That's not going anywhere near it. Old mate approached that really easily, but I'm out of clearance. We can maybe build the track a little bit, but no, that's not going to happen. Well, out of clearance already. That's why they're made of steel, I suppose. That's what they're there for, but you can see that that's where a bit more ground clearance comes into play. You can actually approach that and take it on and probably do it the same way Joe has, but this would need a bit of suspension, a little bit of tyres to keep up. So I think we might have found the limit of this Hilux at the moment. Clearance is obviously an issue here, so we're just going to fill this thing here to give me a bit of insurance if this car does want to slide across a little bit on the side angle. These rocks will save me a little bit. Let's make it a little bit easier on the car so we don't bottom out as we get up and over the step. Mud flap. Come on. It's actually steep enough that the engine oil level light has come on because I'm on a bit of an angle here, telling me I should add or replace the oil, which is kind of funny. It's a pretty hard track though. It's definitely right on the limit, probably over the limit to be honest, of what this Hilux is capable of, but we'll see if I can maybe just get it over this next challenge and then I should be able to drive out, but we might be rolling the winch cable out soon maybe. It's like summer nats. Tyres don't grip. It was pretty close to getting there. We could potentially air down a little bit more to get up this, but after I get over this bit here, there's literally, the next one is right here. It's getting a little bit dangerous, I suppose, and potentially damaging to the car, and I don't want to call up Toyota and tell them that I've damaged their car, so a safer option would be to use the winch, which we have one here on the modified Lux, so that'll save our bacon in this situation, I think. He'll be able to drag me up here, and we can get up on top of this hill.
I think this thing should pull it up pretty easily, but yeah, there's no chance that he was driving up without damaging that Hilux.
Probably one of the best things about this Rugged X are those rated recovery points, front and rear. Very important to have them when you're going off-road. So winching can be a pretty dangerous thing. So you've got to do the safe stuff. So strap dampener helps if the thing breaks, and you've got to use rated recovery points at both ends with both shackles. Keep everyone out of the way and it should be pretty good, but always got to be safe. Rightio mate, do you want to take up that tension for me? Alright, I'll start on the throttle and we'll see if we can slowly make our way up. Awesome, nicely done. Thank you, man. I think I should be right from here.
worry, perfect.
Much safer, much easier that way. Much less strain on the vehicle, less track damage as well. That's why winches are a pretty good thing. So, fun day on the tracks today, and this is the only damage so far for the Rugged X. Probably get bolted back on, but that's the only damage that this car got on this pretty gnarly stuff, which goes to show that Toyota have done a really good job, I think, of protecting this thing for really hardcore forward driving. But it can be better. What would you do to make this thing better off-road?
I'd probably throw some larger, taller, wider tyres on it, and also maybe a bit of lift to give it some more clearance on the tracks, and I think it'd do a really good job of keeping up with my modified Hilux.
I reckon with 2 inches of lift and some better tyres, maybe slightly taller tyres,
yeah,
that would probably might have driven. But I think it goes to show that the Hilux Rugged X is still a very capable vehicle off the showroom floor, but is also a really good base to build up something really capable if you want that.